If you are working on that diet or changing your eating habits, as my mother would say, you might need a little extra motivation, and you can get it just by choosing the right clothes. When you look slimmer, you might feel slimmer, you feel more motivated. Early Show style contributor Katrina Szish is here with some great ideas for all shapes and sizes. You always bring us such fun stuff.
Thank you.
So I'm looking forward to seeing what you have for us today.
Yeah, well, you know, it's interesting because everyone thinks shapewear, shapewear, shapewear. We love it. Americans actually spent more than $800 million on shapewear alone last year.
That's amazing.
It's incredible, but there are other options out there.
You don't just have to wear something underneath your clothes to make you feel
You don't
thinner.
have to feel completely constricted, and we love shapewear, but there are ways to do it that involve playing with proportion, playing with kind of a little bit of like visual cues that sort of draw the eye to different places. And these are the things that you don't have to go out and buy. These are things that everyone can do no matter what their shape and size.
Perfect. We're accentuating the positive this morning.
Yes, we are.
And our first model is Amy, correct?
Amy is actually the co-founder of Madison Plus, the go-to style plus-size website for women. But here you can see her before-after outfit is still not doing it. It's just way too boxy. It's not doing her any favors. So instead we gave her a work outfit that really slims. Now,
I love this
too.
The
number one point here is color blocking. That's one of those things to look for, and we're seeing that here on the Shape Effects jacket. You choose the color blocking to disguise those areas that maybe, you know, aren't as slim as you'd like them to do.
And the lines on it, too, really do, as you were mentioning before, they draw your eye, and so you see this beautiful waist and these gorgeous curves, and you're not stuck in black.
Yep, elongated lines, and they create negative space. Next up, skirts should be knee length.
Okay.
Because basically, that little part just below your knee is such a beautiful little thin shape on most every woman out there. And if you cover that, then you're losing a little bit of curvature in your leg.
And
that
we also
could be
don't
very
want them
flattering.
too short.
Not too short.
Ladies.
Unless you've got great gams, then you can go a little bit higher.
Okay.
But this is really the universal length.
And she's carrying a clutch in her hand. You say it's key to carry it in your hand. Why?
That's, you know, kind of one of those points you wouldn't think about it, but instead of tucking a clutch under your arm, where it can kind of rumple fabric, it can kind of smush out your arm where you don't want it to, and actually add the illusion of bulk. Instead, just carry it in your hand.
Great tips, as always. Up next is Lisa, who's a new mom, who looks fantastic.
Lisa's a new mom, and in her before, here we're proving that just because you're wearing dark colors or black does not mean that the outfit is slimming. All of these pieces on Lisa just were not the right cut. So what we're learning here, the number one slimming secret is proportion is very, very important, and cut is very important.
Right. So in terms of the proportion and the cut, where you want things to hit, obviously. So now she had all the black underneath. Now it's covering on the outside.
Exactly. And we'll start with this jacket. This really shows that structured tops and jackets really kind of create that hourglass shape. You're seeing the structured shoulders. It's nipped in at the waist, which really whittles that waistline. We add a little bit of sparkle at the top, but then we also want to look down a little bit at the shoes. What we didn't do is we weren't noticing the shoes. They are a matte color. They're not patent. They're not patterned. They're not colored. That really, if you keep that monochromatic look, it makes you look longer and leaner.
One clean line. You look great. And congratulations, Lisa, on that baby. Up next,
here we have Sarah. Now, Sarah had a weekend look that a lot of women are sort of guilty of doing. Kind of the, you know, the comfy top, the baggy long sweater, the jeans, the flats. Yeah, you're kind of cute and cuddly, exactly, but you're really not doing any favors for showing off, you know, that figure, especially if you want to kind of show off the slim lines.
This is a super cute weekend look.
I love this weekend look. And, of course, this is showing belts are always your friend.
Okay.
But what you should do is always make sure that they hit at your natural waist, which logically is
your hips.
The slimmest part. Not your hips. Some people like to do kind of the empire waist. Stick it right at the tiniest part of your waist to create that sexy waist.
Yeah, and when you say empire waist, you don't want it too high because then it looks like you're wearing a maternity top.
Exactly.
No one wants that if you're not pregnant, ladies.
No, definitely not. Also, believe it or not, horizontal stripes can be flattering if they're thin and delicate.
These are, because I was going to ask you about that, there are really subtle stripes on the sweater here.
Subtle stripes on that ModCloth cardigan. On this Kate Spade tank, they're a little bit wider, a little bit more vivid, except again, they're not big and thick. You want to avoid that. Also, dramatic details can de-emphasize problem areas. For example, this beautiful flower on the tank top really draws all eyes to Sarah's face.
Right.
And that's what you want. She has such beautiful skin, beautiful hair, beautiful face. That's where you want your eyes to be going.
Why hide it? Up next, Alicia, who is wearing a knockout dress. And a lot of us who are always looking to slim down or feel slimmer, you don't go for a print.
Exactly. You don't necessarily go for a print. And we see here, even this solid dress that she has on before, the length isn't right. It's just not fitting her in the right places. So usually you'd think you should avoid patterns, but you really want to avoid busy and overall bright, colorful patterns. Go for something that's more muted, like this. Alicia looks amazing in this.
Stunning.
And
I love it.
you also want to choose smart silhouettes. That simply means this is a great figure hugging dress, but the sleeves are longer, so if your arms aren't quite as toned as you'd like them to be and you don't want to wear sleeveless, this is a great option. Also, the waistline has a subtle ruching, which really helps delineate.
It helps to nip you in. And I'm a big fan of this, as evidence today. We're all wearing tights.
Yes, we are.
But with a shoe, so you're again doing that monochromatic.
Precisely.
At the foot.
The opaque tights, and then you keep it all in the similar shade, and again, the whole look is long and lean and elongated. But Alicia, actually, I want to point out, should be inspiration for all of us. About a year ago, she was 230 pounds. She's lost over 90 pounds. She's now a size 8. She's inspiration to all of us, and she's still learning how to dress for her body type. I think she's off to a good start.
Well, you look hot, so keep dressing like that, Alicia. Great to have you with us, Katrina. Great stuff as always. Thanks so much.